Okay, look, I am really, really, really gonna need you to listen to your gut. Even when you're listening to this, use discernment, use whatever it is. But I am actively trying to cook myself the first meal of the day. I am having conversations with people and I'm getting interrupted. And that's okay. And that's okay. And that's because your guides have a very serious message for you. Your guides have something that's important for you. And you're supposed to hear it right whenever you hear it. I'm supposed to record it right now because for some reason it's going to land on your algorithm, even if it's like 1,000 years from now. It's going to say the words that you need to hear right now in that lifetime. It's just how it works. You're just at that point in the video game whenever you're supposed to hear these words. Good job. You leveled up. So many times it has felt like, oh, by the way, hi, thank you for visiting my channel. If you're new here, my name is Miriam. I speak to your guides. I speak to your angels. I speak to your numbers. I speak to things. And my dog's clicky clacky nails. Well, they speak to me, and I tell you what they say. I'm already out of breath. I haven't been doing nothing to make myself out of breath, but here I am out of breath. Let me read this. Delicious. Oy vey, y'all. There has been this adaptation within you that is 252 on my stove. That is not even the right time. That's just some random time on my stove because it didn't have, it cut out the power, and then the time never got changed to a proper time. It's like 10:30 right now in the morning. There have been so many times that you feel like you were following your gut, like in your past. And so whenever you did that, you kind of got into trouble. But like, you were too young to be following your gut then. Like, you had already been broken of that habit by the time those decisions were made. If that makes any sense. By the time you've been broken out of the habit of your intuition by society, by the world, by whatever the circumstances in which it was. And now you're realizing that you don't have to remain in those circumstances. Because, is it salted? You don't have to remain in those circumstances because you're more aware. You're awake. And whenever you awaken, you're able to see, oh, okay, this is what I can change. These are the things that I can do now, and I don't have to worry. Because 314, as I say this, by the way, I don't have to worry because I have all the skills within me in order to get through this. It's like, how do I say this? 333. Okay. There's this creation in you, this creation energy in you that you know is specific for you. And you know that because it's even how you socialize. It's how people interact with you. It's how people find your humor or not. And I'm getting a phone call, so. Okay, I'm back. That was validating too, but for my own things. Follow your gut. Go live your life. Go continue to pick up the calls. And sometimes it's not a call for real, for real. Sometimes it's a call from the universe. Sometimes it's yourself saying, I want to try this. Guys, I literally started making music and posting it this year, by the way. Like, I mean, I've been talking about doing it or whatever, but I just used to sit in my room with a little karaoke machine. I have a pretty mediocre voice, you know. The thing that people often tell me is that I can emote. Thanks. But I have never really been one for journals. I try to be like, I really want to be that girl who has a journal, but I don't. I mean, I do have journals. I do write a lot, and I do write things down every once in a while for important things. I will take the time to write things down. But I spent a lot of my younger years writing postcards, hundreds of postcards, like a machine. And even then, lots of years basically sitting and not taking care of my hands and stuff. So whenever I journal, it tends to hurt my hands because I get into a flow state very rapidly. And that's the goal. And the funny thing is too is that I actively create reasons not to journal so then I don't enter a flow state because my hand hurts so much. When I could quite easily find ways to exercise my hand or stretch my hand or whatever and do other work around it to grow the strength of my hand. Granted, I don't think I have any current issues necessarily besides like the way that I hold it. And even having that knowledge, I haven't done it. So instead what I do is find ways to still journal and capture it through either voice recordings. So I have a bunch of voice recordings and music. I will create a song like through the sound app thing. I have an app. It's a sound. It's in the descriptions for all my songs, and I use that. And I make a few noises together until I think it sounds nice. And then I let it go for a while and I just sing over it or talk over it or whatever comes out of me over it. And that has been a way for me to enter a flow state that then doesn't leave me aching afterwards. And sometimes, whenever you are someone who's been taken advantage of a lot in your life, even the universe will take advantage of you. And so setting healthy boundaries with the universe is important too. Now, granted, I don't think that that's me setting a healthy boundary with the universe. That's me still being lazy. But I'm still doing what the universe wants me to do. 303 as I say this. Just because the universe called you and said, hey, you have a job, doesn't mean you have to do it the way that everybody says you have to do it. You just have to get it done. Just get the job done. I have written books. I don't like writing. Something in my past, you know what? I do know why. In my true past, I was going to say in a past life, but in one of my past lives, because this is my life, 44 as I say this, and be aware of what past lives are. Yesterday is a past life for you. Years ago is a past life for you. So many things are a past life for you. But the way that I was punished was writing a bunch of lines. Granted, there were other times that was my mother's attempt at gentle parenting and stuff like that, because there were times that she wasn't a gentle parent, and then she was like, you know what, I should not do this. She was doing her best. Don't come for my mama. Anyway, 454. But yeah, it's something that I don't really love doing. I don't really love my handwriting either. I could practice my handwriting and get better handwriting and all of those things. And so that might be a goal that I set for myself one day. But what I do now is I accept that I'm meant to open up my consciousness. And most of the times whenever these messages come in is whenever I'm doing stuff that's a little bit more monotonous or something where I'm in a flow state already. Like cooking, I love cooking. So I do lots of cooking and I enter this ethereal state. And one day, maybe I'll put out a recipe book and everybody will be like, ooh, she ate that? Yes, I did. And that allows my mind to be really calm, focusing on the food. And so that's when the ancestors and the guides really come down and say, 606 as I say this. And it's because we're connected through food in so many ways. And I don't know why I'm talking about like this, but we're connected through food. 616 as I say this. So someone's supposed, this is somebody else. This is somebody else. Oh, you know what a dream came to me? I want to be on MasterChef. 626 as I said that. Anybody can cook real good? Any of y'all could cook real good? Like real good? Like real good? Because maybe your path used to be plumbing, but now you're supposed to be on the other side of it and cooking for people. That's actually kind of, I don't know why I had to make it like that. I could have just said, but I guess a chef is the opposite of a plumber. I'm not going to do this. We are not doing this right now. We are not doing this right now. 717 and I say this. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to finish cooking my food and doing my day. And in the meantime, lovies, y'all keep a lookout for the numbers and y'all stay synchronized.